If you've been anywhere near the gaming community lately, you might have noticed the absolute meltdown happening over on the PlayStation side of things. Why? Because it looks like Steam is coming to Xbox. Or at least, that's what a recent leak suggests. Yeah, you heard that right. Xbox might soon allow players to access their Steam library directly on their console. And as you can imagine, the PlayStation fanboys are absolutely losing their minds over this. Some are calling it the biggest move in console gaming history, while others are, well, let's just say, not happy. So today we're breaking down what this leak actually means, why this could completely change the console landscape, and why PlayStation fans are feeling some type of way about it. Oh, and of course, we'll get into what this could mean for exclusives and how Sony might respond. So stick around, smash that like button, and let's get into it. Okay, so here's how all this chaos started. Microsoft recently posted an image showcasing what looked like a new Xbox UI update, just a standard marketing image, right? Wrong, because eagle-eyed fans quickly noticed something very interesting in that screenshot. A section labeled Steam Games was sitting right there on the Xbox dashboard. Now, of course, the image was quickly taken down, but the internet never forgets. And just like that, rumors exploded. Now, let's be clear, Microsoft hasn't officially confirmed anything yet. But when you look at the bigger picture, it actually makes a ton of sense. Microsoft has been pushing hard to blur the line between console and PC gaming for years now. Between Game Pass on PC, their focus on cloud gaming, and even their recent acquisitions, this Steam integration would fit right into their strategy. But what does this mean for actual gamers? Let's talk about it. Imagine this. You boot up your Xbox, and instead of being limited to just the Xbox store, you suddenly have access to your entire Steam library. Games you've already purchased on PC, now playable on your console. Think about that for a second. If Xbox becomes a machine where you can play Xbox exclusives, PC games, and even some PlayStation games that have made their way to Steam, then what exactly is left as a reason to buy a PlayStation? And before anyone says, oh, but Sony exclusives will still be PlayStation only, let's be real. Sony has been porting their games to PC more and more. We've already seen God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and even Ghost of Tsushima making their way to Steam. So if Xbox gets full Steam integration, technically, you could be playing PlayStation games on an Xbox. And that, my friends, is exactly why some PlayStation fanboys are panicking right now. The PlayStation side of the internet has been on fire ever since this leak dropped. We're seeing all the usual reactions. This is unfair. Xbox is trying to ruin PlayStation. This doesn't make Xbox better, it just makes them desperate. Why would I buy an Xbox if it's just turning into a glorified PC? And let's be honest, that last one is kind of the point. Microsoft has been openly shifting Xbox into a platform rather than just a console. It's no longer about selling the most physical units. It's about owning the entire gaming ecosystem. Sony, on the other hand, still plays by the traditional exclusive-driven console war strategy. They want you to buy a PlayStation to play their games, but if Steam becomes fully integrated with Xbox, then suddenly a huge portion of their audience might not need a PlayStation anymore. Now the big question is, what can Sony do about this? Well, they have a few options. Sony does have some control over their Steam releases, so in theory, they could put restrictions in place to stop PlayStation titles from running on an Xbox through Steam. But that would be a huge mess and might upset PC gamers. If Sony wants to maintain its dominance, it might start holding even more games back from PC releases to force people to buy a PlayStation. Maybe launch a PlayStation PC app for Xbox, similar to Game Pass? Hey, it sounds crazy now, but a few years ago, no one thought Sony would put their biggest games on Steam, and look where we are now. No matter how you look at it, Sony has to respond somehow. They can't just sit back while Xbox redefines what a console even is. So, at the end of the day, this could be one of the biggest shifts we've seen in gaming. If Steam really does come to Xbox, we're talking about a complete shakeup of the console wars. Xbox is becoming more like a PC console hybrid, which could make it the most versatile gaming platform ever. PlayStation fans are nervous because this could make Xbox an irresistible option for gamers who just want the most games possible on one system. And Sony? Well, they're in a tough spot. They either adapt to the new landscape or risk getting left behind. But what do you think? Would you be excited to see Steam integration on Xbox? Would that make you consider getting an Xbox over a PlayStation? Or do you think Sony still has some tricks up its sleeve to keep the PlayStation brand on top? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more gaming content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next big story. Thanks for watching, and as always, game on!